Welcome back to a new video, guys. This is iStefa bringing you the new Garnet tier dragons. I've got all the names, I've got all the stats, I've got all the new spells, I've got everything. So let's just get started with the first Garnet tier dragon, which is Legendary Warrior Avalanche. Now, Avalanche is, I'd say he's not a pretty good looking dragon, but he's actually a bit of a beast because he's a tank, right? So as I said, I'm going to bring up the picture. Here he is. He's obviously, as you can see, not that good looking. And now I'm going to bring up the stats. His class is Warrior. His max level is 30, like every legendary. Rarity is Legendary. His element is Dark. So he's a dark elemental dragon. So against this fella, you're going to need a Dark Totem. He's obviously going to be breedable at level 12. His max attack per second is 85,000. And I was actually, when I got sent this, I was actually like to Pixel, I was like, Pixel, you sure? Because my Chrysos at level 18 has 135 damage per second. So I was like, and then she's like, yeah, keep on going though, keep on going, just hold on. And then I realized that his max HP is actually 9 million. That's why. And you're gonna see it compared to the others. But his max HP is 9.378 million. His max power is 16.895 million. That's no research, no runes, guys. So this is probably gonna double up. Incubation time is 36 days and 18 hours. So that's a month, over a month. His spells, he's running Malefic Breath, Heat Shield, Seething Spark, Trebuchet Resist. I'm going to tell you his parents as well for those advanced players out there. His first parent is Scorchel, his second parent is Methane, and it's going to cost you 143,500 tokens. So that's cheap, that is cheap right there. But let's get to the spells. So let's start off with the first spell, and his first spell is actually the new Garnet Spell, and he actually unlocks it at level 2. So it's called Malefic Breath. I'm going to bring up the table now. So unlocks at level 2. Color type is blue. Rage cost is cheap. 1 rage cost. No notes. And the description is, quote, Dragon's Flamethrower will inflict poisonous cloud on targeted towers. So we don't know what this is going to do, but pretty much it probably will take off some damage off towers. So you're probably going to aim this to some towers, you're going to shoot it out, and it's probably going to have a cloud of poison around that, and it will probably subtract damage as you're going along. Moving on to the second spell. Second spell is Heat Shield. If you have Scar, you're familiar with this. I'm going to bring up the table now, and it unlocks at level 5. As we all know, its color type is blue, rage cost is 2, no notes, and the description, for you guys that are not familiar with it or don't own Scar, it reduces incoming damage and restores some HP. Third spell, moving on, Seething Spark. I'm going to bring up the table, unlocks at level 9, color type is blue, its rage cost is 1, no notes, and the description is, first cast increases damage for dragon by 25%, the second cast deals between 4.5 and 7% of dragon's max HP to towers in range, and stun them for 4.5 seconds. So what this basically means is the first cast increases a dragon's damage by 25%. The second cast deals between 4.5 and 7% of the dragon's max HP to a tower. So it will deliver, say your dragon's HP is 9 million, like this low fella at max level. Around 4.5 and 7% of that, it's around 2.7 million. Now, if y'all watched my defense strategy, y'all know that max HP towers at level 40 are around 1.3 million. So, yeah, this is basically going to get rid of every defense on its path just by clicking the Seething Spark spell. Anyway, moving on. At level 14, it unlocks a passive skill. I'm going to pop up the table just for you guys, and we'll know it. It's Trebuchet Resist. It unlocks at level 14. A color type is passive skill. Rage cost is none because it's a passive skill. Description: reduces Trebuchet towers damage. We all know this, but you know, just giving it to you. You never know. That's it. Next dragon is Joel. Joel is the older version of Catapult. Here's a picture. They're basically the same, except different color. Much stronger dragon. Let's go to the stats. So stats for Joel are, pop up the table. So obviously class is sorcerer, like Catapult. Max level is 30, being a legendary. Rarity legendary. Element is fire, breedable 12. Max attack per second is 356,978. That's ridiculous. Max HP is a little lower than the previous tank we had, Avalanche. Max HP for Joel is actually 7.24 million, which is just under 2 million less. Max power is 16,895,385, like every other. Incubation time is 36 days and 18 hours, like every other legendary in the Garnet tier. Spells are Southern Cross, new spell. Southern Cross Dark, though. There's two different versions. There's Southern Cross Light, Southern Cross Dark. They do different things depending on light or dark. So we're going to read that later. But this guy has Southern Cross Dark. Nocturnal Fisher, we know that from Ebon. Spell Flux, we know that from Scar and a bunch of Platinum Dragons. Cannon Resist, we all know that. Turn 1 and 2 are Itzeru and Upperfet. Child, obviously, is going to be Joel. The breeding tokens spent are 143,500. Moving on to the spells, here we go. The first one is Southern Cross Dark, as I said earlier, locks at level 2. Color type is red, rage cost 3, and description is deals damage to buildings and restore either health or rage based on the light or dark version of your spell. So obviously this is the dark version, so it's going to restore rage. Next one, Nocturnal Fisher unlocks at level 5. Color type is blue, as we all know from Ebon. Rage cost is 2. Description, just for you guys that are not familiar with Ebon, or this spell opens a vortex that absorbs all damage from incoming projectile. It's basically a reverse projectile. Spell Flux. This is a pretty strong one. We all know this one from Scar. If you don't, I'm gonna read it to you. Unlocks at level 9. Color type is white, so can actually be used with both mage towers active. Rage cost is 2. Notes none. Description: overloads and explodes one nearby tower and does 4% of the dragon's HP to neighboring towers. There you go, right there. Last, it's a passive spell. Cannon Tower Resist, unlocked at level 14. Color type is passive skill, so no color. Rage cost none. Passive. Description: reduces cannon tower damage. There you go. That's Joel right there. Next dragon in the list is Frostbite, our first hunter. Here's a picture of him. It sort of looks like Will Wagner. Here is the stats. So class, obviously hunter, max level 30, obviously being a legendary. Rarity legendary, element ice, breedable at level 12. Max attack per second is 377,976. That's incredibly high. Max HP is a little lower, being a hunter, as we all know. 6.8 million. Max power is 16.89 million, like all the others. Incubation time is 36 days and 18 hours, like with all the others. Spells are new one from Garnet tier is Crystalline Shield, known from Nightshade, Crumple to Dust. Cloak as well, known from Nightshade, or a lot of other dragons. And iStefa Resist, that's a pretty good one. Its parents are Secum and Hoeset, and the child obviously is Frostbiter. And breeding tokens spent to obtain them are 143,500. Let's take a look at its spells and what they do. First spell is a new Garnet spell called Crystalline Shield. It's a blue spell. Here's the table, unlocks at level 2. Color type blue, as I just said. Rage cost is 2, so that's relatively cheap. Notes, no notes. Description: several shards of ice protect you, sacrificing themselves to stop projectiles and reducing damage from beam attacks. That is pretty strong right there. Pretty new as well. Next spell. We'll know this one from Nightshade, as I said earlier. Crumble to Dust. Unlocks at level 5 for Frostbiter. Color type is red. Rage cost 2, pretty cheap. Description weakens an entire island by 50%, and additionally, I'm going to add something to that. If you use another one, it will destroy the complete islands. 50 plus 50 is 100%. Next one is Cloak, also known from Nightshade. Typical hunter spell, unlocks a level 9 for Frostbiter. Color type is blue. Rage cost is 1, very cheap. Description is pretty simple. Dragon becomes invisible and cannot be targeted until it attacks. Next one is a passive skill spell. It's Ice Terror Resist, unlocks a level 14 for Frostbiter. No rage cost, obviously. No notes, and description is reduces Ice Terror damage. That's it. Next dragon coming up is my personal favorite. This is basically the Anapa of Garnet here. It's Zaru. Zaru is a hunter class as well. Here's a picture of him. He's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, there's just something about him that attracts me. I don't know, maybe it's that white sort of pearlish color. Stats coming up. Boom. Class hunter, as I said. Max level 30, obviously. Rarity legendary. Element earth. Breedable level 12. Max attack per second is 377,976,000, like the previous hunter. Max HP is 6.8 million. Max power is 16.89 million, like all the others. Incubation time is 36 days, 18 hours. Spells are Crystalline Shield, like the previous hunter. Desiccating Sandstorm, Steel Essence, one of my personal favorite spells, and Fire Terror Resist. This is a beast combo right here. Parents, look at that coincidence, Anapa and Mihatane. Anapa is one of my personal favorites. He's just a gorgeous dragon. Obviously, child with this combination is Zaru, and the breeding tokens to spend are 143,500. Let's move on to the spells. So first spell is Crystalline Shield. We went through it just earlier. I'm just going to go through it again. Unlocks a level 2. It's a blue type spell. Rage cost is 2, no notes. Description: several shards of ice protect you, sacrificing themselves to stop projectiles and reducing damage from beam attacks. Next spell, Desiccating Sandstorm, unlocks a level 5. Color type white. Rage cost 1, no notes. And description is: engulf an enemy tower in constricting sand. Next spell is one of my personal favorite spells, is Steel Essence. Unlocks a level 9. Color type none. Rage cost none. And the description is: Steel Essence from the last tower you dragon destroyed, and gives a 50% rage bonus. Last spell is a passive spell. Zaru's spell is Fire Terror Resist. Unlocks a level 14. Color type passive skill, so no color. Rage cost not available as it's passive spell. Description is: reduces fire terror damage. And that's it for Zaru, guys. Moving on to the next dragon. To Renard, our next Garnet Sorcerer's dragon. He sort of looks like a wolf. Here's a picture of him. Tell me what you guys think. I love his wings. They're pretty amazing. And even though the blue color, you will never guess what his element is. So let's pop up the stats. Class Sorcerer, max level 30, rarity legendary. Element dark, not ice. Breedable level 12. Max attack per second is 356,978. Max HP is 7,248,040. Max power is 16,895,385. Incubation time is 36 days, 18 hours, like all the others. Spells are Northern Lights, Dark, Umbral Spike, Thunderstorm, Archer Resist. Parents are Chomps, Apophet, and the breeding tokens to spend are 143,500. So let's cover his spells. First spell, Northern Lights Dark. Unlocks a level 2, color type blue, rage cost 2, no notes available. And description is: invincible shield that creates heal or rage marks when destroyed, based on the light or dark version of your spell. So being dark version, he's going to get the rage mark. Next spell is Umbral Spike. Unlocks a level 5, color type red, rage cost 1, no notes available, and description is: sends a spike of dark energy at a targeted building. Next spell is Thunderstorm, one of the best spells that you can find in platinum tiers and above. Unlocks level 9, color type blue, rage cost 2. Notes not available. Description: summons a cloud that brings down lightning bolts which does damage over time. Last spell is a passive spell and it's Archer Tower Resist. Unlocks at level 14. Color type, passive skill. Rage cost not available as it's passive. No notes available, and description: it reduces Archer Tower damage. And that's it for Renard. Next dragon is a Garnet Warrior, and his name is Ursa. Here he is. He sort of looks like a polar bear with horns, but he's actually a pretty good looking one as well. And let's get to its stats. Alright, so class Warrior, max level 30, like every legendary. Rarity is legendary. Element Ice, breedable level 12. Max attack per second is 85k, like our first Warrior. Max HP is 9.379 million. Obviously, he's a tank, having a lower max attack per second. Max power is 60,895,000, like every other. Incubation time is 36 days and 18 hours. Spells are Dreadful Roar, which is the new Garnet spell. Superheated Breath, which is like the Mythic spell. Battle Cry and Lightning Resist, those we all know. Parents are Gorgonus and Jose. And the breeding tokens to spend are 143k. Let's move on to its first spell, the Garnet spell. Dreadful Roar, there it is. Unlocks at level 2. Color type is blue. Rage cost is 2. No notes available, and the description is: inflict nearby buildings with gloom clouds and increase their damage taken. Alright, moving on. Ursa spell. This is a Superheated Breath. We all know this. If you have Meetin, you probably know this very well. Unlocks at level 5. Color type is white. Rage cost 1. And it sort of works like a Battle Cry, except the rage cost is only 1, and you don't have to worry about mage towers. Next one, Battle Cry. Unlocks at level 9. Blue, we all know this. Rage cost is 3. And I'm just going to give you a brief description. Increases damage of this and the next dragon that attacks. Last one is a passive skill. Lightning Tower Resist. Unlocks at level 14. Color type passive. No rage needed. No notes. And reduces lightning tower damage. That's it for Ursa right there. Alright, last dragon is probably the news you've all been waiting for. And it's the Garnet Mythic dragon. Here's a picture. His name is Aquilius and Astoris, or just as I like to call him, double A. It's two dragons basically flying one over another, as if this wasn't already OP. But yeah, let's get to its stats, because that's what you probably want to know. So class, Sorcerer. Max level 35 being a Mythic. Rarity, Mythic. Element Earth. Breedable level 16. Max attack per second is 420,000. That is ridiculously high. Max HP is not that high, 8.5 million. Max power is ridiculous, 21,627,242. Incubation time is 36 days and 18 hours, like the legendaries. Or that's pretty good, I guess. Spells are Northern Lights, Garnet Spell, Southern Cross, Garnet Spell, and these are unique to Aquilius and Astoris. Celestial Dance and Cosmic Energy. We're gonna read what they do just in a second. So its parents are Frostbiter and Zaru, and the breeding cost is 214,500 tokens. That is a lot. So let's get to its spells, alright? So first spell unlocks at level 1. It's Northern Lights. We've talked about it already. Color type is blue. Rage cost is 2. Description is invincible shield that creates heal or rage marks when destroyed based on the light or dark version of your spell. He's got the light version, so it's gonna give him heal. Next one. Southern Cross unlocks at level 2. Color type is red. Rage cost is 3. Deals damage to buildings and restores either health or rage based on the light or dark version of your spell. He's got the light version as well, so it's going to give him health. This guy is never going to die, ever. Next spell, these are the ones that are unique to it. Celestial Dance, unlocks a level 3, color type white, rage cost 0. Obviously the note is that it's unique to him, so he's the only one that has it. And the description is: alters the nature of your other spells to heal or generate rage, based on the light or dark version of your spell. So this is ridiculous, this is so OP. As I said earlier, he's got the light versions, so whenever he wants to, whenever he feels like, he can just press this button and alter the heal or rage generation. So he can basically pop it back to light or dark, whether he needs health in that particular moment or he needs rage. This is so OP. Next spell, a last spell. Cosmic Energy unlocks a level 5. Color type is passive, and it's unique to Aquilius and Astoris, obviously. When Celestial Dance is used, removes all debuffs if HP is higher than 50%. So basically, in other words, this means that if this dragon is poisoned, if it's been hit by a super shot from a fire turret, so it won't suffer any of the effects given and caused from defenses. That is ridiculous. If the HP is higher than 50%, huh? So it's still, like, it's gonna take a while already to get rid of 50% from this dragon. Giving it these spells is ridiculous. Oh, dude, this guy is gonna be so annoying. I'm gonna have my level 300s getting very pissed off on this dragon, probably. But this is the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. It took me a while to make this video, so I hope you guys drop a like, share it, comment me your thoughts, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. And as always, take care, guys. It's been a pleasure. Peace out.